Hello and welcome all of you to the concept discussion video by New IAS. This is the last and final video in the series of cyber security concept discussion video. And in this video, we are discussing the way forward. We have discussed the definition, types, significance, government measures, and challenges. Now we are discussing the way forward. Now I'll revisit the definition once again to affirm the clarity on the topic. So cybersecurity is all about protecting the electronic information from unauthorized theft and access. Now let's go to the way forward. Now in way forward there are two kind of measures. First we will talk about general measures. Then we'll also talk about measures with respect to artificial intelligence. Because artificial intelligence should be addressed as a very important topic within this ambit. Because UPSC can ask a separate question about that itself. The role of artificial intelligence in enhancing cybersecurity. So we have included both in this aspect. Now first let's move to the general measures. The first and foremost measure, training or inducting new workforce to reduce the skill gap. Earlier we have seen that there is a 33% gap with respect to skills. So people who are employed, either they lack training or we don't have enough people who can ensure cybersecurity in their respective domains. So we have to fill that skill gap. That's the first point. Suppose you are working in a company, you don't know the adequate knowledge to ensure cybersecurity in your device and system. So you should be given the training just like this so that you will be equipped. So the skill gap can be closed. Second is digital literacy. So we have seen that in India, of people above the age of 18, the digital literacy to use computer is just 24%. So 75% people doesn't know how to use the computer. So people don't know how to use it, but they will have systems connected to them. For example, they will be availing the government subsidy using Jan Dhan Aadhaar mobile scheme. So suppose they get a phishing link from an external device, and if they don't have the adequate knowledge, they'll be tricked. They can be easily tricked because they won't have the enough knowledge. So digital literacy is something that has to be given to avoid situations like this. Third is private investment. We have seen that in the current budget, the outlay is around 2.5 thousand crore, and which is inadequate. So you need the private investment to come in like this to shield the industry in India, because private sector is the major player, because we are living in a liberalized world. Government's role is limited. Investment and measures have to come from the private sector as well. So that's the next thing. Fourth, real-time intelligence. Now you look at the room here. So you might have seen this in movies where you have a big screen, different computers. What they're doing is intelligence work. Suppose a crime is happening in Bombay. It will come here because the people will be operating from Delhi. So they can coordinate. They can coordinate with the crime, the victim in Bombay, and the crimes taking place in Delhi. They can coordinate with the Delhi police. So for this, what you need is real-time intelligence. People sitting here with system that can do things in real time. If it is delayed, then the hackers will escape in a flash by second. So it should be real time. Quick action is needed. So that's why we need real time intelligence. Fifth measure, this is the fifth measure, transparency and accountability in investigation. So for example, you are reporting a crime in the cyber crime portal. When you report that, there will be an investigation on top of it. But what if you are kept in the dark as a person who has raised the complaint? If you're not getting any update, will there be a remedy? You cannot follow the investigation, whether they are pursuing it, whether they are recovering your money. You will not be in the updated. You will not be in the phase where you are getting updated. Now that won't work. Whatever investigation is taking place, it should be transparent and accountable. When both these happens, there will be a streamlined mechanism. So that is very important. That is lacking in our country now, but that is needed. Now these are measures with respect to AI. You can combine both of them in a general answer. If it's a specific answer, you can take them separately. With respect to AI is something that is very smart, because we ourselves have fed the AI with information. So AI knows everything and AI doesn't forget. We have fed them with something called a machine learning. So AI knows it. So to tackle the threats posed by AI, we need collaborative effort. So just like this, collaboration should be at different levels. It should be at national level. It should be at state level. It should be at company level. Different companies have to come together. So at all levels, what you need is collaboration. That should be the first point. Second, ethical framework. So for example, the artificial intelligence doesn't know what is right and what is wrong. But we humans know because we are conditioned. An artificial intelligence should know that a racist remark, for example, calling someone by their color, is wrong. Unless you teach the artificial intelligence, how will it know? So, an ethical framework should be taught to the artificial intelligence. That's an important thing. Artificial intelligence should know that child pornography is wrong. Say, making sexist remarks is wrong. Objectification of women is wrong. Using casteist remarks is wrong. So, these things are part of the ethical framework and it should be taught to the artificial intelligence. Next is awareness. So I've told you artificial intelligence is aware because we have fed it with data. Now we should also be aware about artificial intelligence, what it is capable of, what kind of threats it can pose. For example, when you are getting a phishing link which looks like a genuine link, you should always be able to assume that it can be from an AI source. Or when you see a video which looks like a person you know, you should always think that it can be a deepfake video as well. So this is the awareness part. You need that. Next is measures at the global level. See this agreement? People are standing there. These are country heads. This is the Bletchley Summit. It took place in UK. It's called AI Safety Summit. It took place in 2023. But it is limited. On this new model, we need more. So you can quote Bletchley Summit there. You can say that on this model, we need more summits and international cooperation. Finally, corporate training. I already told you that private sector is a major player. They have skill gap. Only 4% of the industries is capable of dealing with cybersecurity threats, whereas over 400 million workforce in the country. That means over 40 crore people are employed in the private sector. So training is needed for employees to deal with their systems and the economy as a whole. That's the final point. So on the whole, we have 6 plus 1, 11 points. When it comes to the way forward, depending on the nature of the question, you can apply them. Thank you for listening.